Since quarantine restrictions have been lifted, in some cities in China, divorce rates have skyrocketed. So, is being stuck home with your partner a death sentence for your relationship? Since being quarantined with your partner, have you noticed an increase in fights? Has your partner been driving you crazy? Then this video is for you. Keep watching as we go into 3 relationship survival tips to help you get through quarantine with your boo thing. Hey, it's Steph from Modern Love, bringing you weekly videos on healthy love and relationships. Everything you wish you learned but were never taught in school. Subscribe right now so you can get notified for the new video weekly tips. All right, so let's dive into these 3 relationship survival tips to get you through quarantine. Now, I know I said in the beginning that the divorce rates in China have skyrocketed. You also have to understand that there's been a backlog for a month of normal divorces that were going to happen. So it's not a death sentence for your relationship to be in quarantine. And we're going to talk today more in detail about these 3 different tips that can help you get through it and actually have your relationship thrive in this time. Stress and stressful times and stressful situations like COVID-19 will bring out the extremes in you. It will make you really lean on your strengths, and it will also bring your weaknesses out of the shadows. And this isn't just for you, but this is also for your partner and your relationship. This can put more strain on an already tense relationship, and it can dissolve a weak relationship. Healthy relationships also need to be maintained during this time too. And this leads us right into tip number 1, is to be aware of your own emotional state. Your partner is not a mind reader. You need to spend time with you first. You need to reflect on what's going on within you so you can communicate this to your partner. When you do this, you can really identify what's going on with you, and you'll be able to get what you need to help yourself feel better. Either you helping yourself feel better or being able to communicate your needs to your partner, who can then help you feel better. My action step for this tip is to take time every day to breathe. Just take a few moments to get in touch with yourself. Literally put one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Take 3 full, slow breaths. Identify how you're feeling, what's going on in this moment, and breathe and allow those feelings to be whatever they are. You and your partner may have been ignoring a lot of issues or sweeping them under the rug and just either ignoring them or hoping they were just going to go away. And now that we're not distracted and we're forced to be together for so long, those issues will come about maybe in surprising ways. Relationship survival tip number 2 is to really take time to connect with your partner. Stay curious and open to your own emotions, like in tip number 1, but also to your partner's emotions. What's going on with them? If they get immediately defensive with something, instead of attacking them or, why are you getting so defensive? Stay open and I notice that you're becoming defensive. What's going on with that? What's the real issue here? And that's what we really want to get to when we stay open and curious and judgment free, is just to get to the root of what's going on. Why are these emotions here? What's really triggering them? Is it really that the dishes didn't get washed? Or is there something else? Is it the 10 other things that happened and the stress and the worry that's underlying and brewing that's coming up because the dishes didn't get done? Make time for sex. Oh yes. Make time to really physically connect with each other. And it doesn't have to be sex, but it can just be any level of intimacy that you are comfortable with, and it's consensual. But sex is a great opportunity, a great time to work on conversations, skills and to stay in the moment and to really connect with your partner. My action step for tip number 2 is to not wait for an issue to come up before you talk to your partner. If there's something going on, something brewing, you need to talk to them about it before it becomes a big issue. One way you can do that is have a daily check-in with your partner. How are you doing? This could take 30 seconds, it could take 1 minute or 2 minutes, it doesn't have to be a big deal, but you need to check in with your partner every day. How are you today? And if they just blow you off and say, good, say, like, get eye contact and say, no, really, how are you doing today? Is there anything I can help you with? How is our schedule working for you? And you can tell them, I want to just check in with you every day and make sure that you're doing okay, or if there's anything I can do, I can help you. And I would like the same for me, if you can check in with me. And this can change, our moods and anxieties can change day to day and even minute by minute. So having a regular check-in can help you keep a temperature reading on your partner, and you could address things before they become a big issue. Alrighty, moving on. As I said before, stressful times can bring out the extremes in us, in our behaviors, the good and the bad. So tip number 3 is to focus on the good in your partner. They may have not washed the dishes for you, but take notice of what they have been doing for you and for your relationship. What are their strengths that are shining now in this time of crisis and chaos and stress? Whatever we put our focus on and towards is what we're going to see more of. So if you've been focusing on the negative and that's all you can see, the dishes aren't done, the floors aren't clean, the laundry's piling up, and you feel like you're doing it all, it's because you're looking at it from that perspective. So challenge yourself to look at the positives that they are doing and how they're helping out. And even if it's in emotional support, it could be physically doing things, and it could be planning certain other things. But make sure you notice something positive that they're doing every day. I know this might be hard at first, but keep at it, keep trying, keep looking. It may take like a mindset shift as well to look for these positive things. And the more you can see it, the more you're going to see. Once you're able to do this, it'll change the tone of your conversations together from being more negatively based and nagging and heavier to a positive, lighter, more motivating tone. So the action step for this tip is, of course, to look for the positive. Also give yourself and give your partner grace during this time. By grace, what I mean is forgiveness, really. That things aren't going to be perfect, you're not going to be perfect, they're not going to be perfect. And to take a breath and to let that go and to give you and your partner some grace, some breathing room during this time. And remember, there's a reason why you're together. You've fallen in love with this person for many of their great strengths and their good qualities. And those are still there. They just might be coming out in a different way now. All right, to recap the 3 relationship survival tips. 1 is to check in with yourself and your feelings and your emotions of what's going on with you. 2, to check in with your partner every day. How's it going? This is going to improve communication, which is a skill which you both will get better at over time, I promise, if you work at it. And 3, to notice the positives in your partner every day. If you work on these 3 things, I promise you, you will get through quarantine without a divorce. And in fact, I think this will make your relationship even stronger. Facing this head on will allow you to grow from this, and it'll grow your relationship. Please subscribe and hit that bell so you know when I release videos packed with actionable tips to help you love deeper. And don't forget to leave a comment with any questions that you have. That's how I get ideas for more videos just for you. See you next week.